Alrighty then. So we had a fucking power malfunction where the power cord came out, and we're not really sure. I'll get it done. I'll clip the two together. So you'll be watching the same podcast. We'll be watching the same podcast. Where the fuck were we?
I have no fucking clue, dude. I'm literally like, oh what?
Talking about
Trump.
Yeah, Kenny's also there, and
Catherine's.
yeah, Catherine's also back there.
Yeah.
But
Dude, I literally have this in my mouth. It's like a dick. Just kidding.
Dude, we literally were on the fucking roll, and now shit.
You know,
Fuck whatever we were talking about, because I wanted to talk about something different. You want to jump topics?
yeah, honestly, I don't give a fuck what we talked about last time. It was probably not important.
Yeah, facts. I really want to talk to you about this transgender bill that happened in what is it? Arkansas? Arkansas? I don't know.
Oh no, there was I know there was a transgender bill. Are you talking about the sports one?
Yeah, I don't know. There's one of the states. Kenny's laughing. What state is it? What state is it? What state is it? I don't know what state it is. It begins with an A. Dude, you're being ableist right now. I'm dyslexic. It could have been. I thought it started with an A.
What did the bill have on it? Do you guys know?
I barely looked at it because it was all.
I know there's a
Instagram
transgender
story.
bill that basically made push. Well, it hasn't gone through, but it pushes that sex now includes gender identity and sexual orientation. So that basically just wipes out the line for like women's rights as well. Yeah.
So wait, you're talking about something that the lefts would like, right?
Right.
Yeah, no, that's not at all what I'm talking about. Because
What
they
are
were
you talking about?
they were talking about something that made them very, very upset.
Oh, okay. Well,
Hold
I
on,
would
let me
like to see this bill per se.
No, I like it. No, I said I was gonna talk about it.
Dude, wait.
On
You
here with
should show
Grayson.
them.
Oh, yeah.
Hannah, the handballer. Go on YouTube. I forgot.
No, dude, I already know.
You're sucked. Guys,
There it
back
is.
home. Watch Hannah the handballer. Honestly,
Yeah.
she's amazing.
What? I don't. This is the state.
Arkansas.
There we go. Arkansas. Arkansas.
Wait, can
Okay.
you look at the transgender bill? What
Yeah.
did they say?
It was
I don't
trans bill. There's some. They were very, very upset
Fastest bill to gender affirming care for trans
to
youth.
ban
Oh,
gender affirming care for.
To ban? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, dude.
Yeah. This was Republican. Hold on. We'll let me try and get this. Window capture.
Well, that's the thing. Like, all right. The problem is, and I'm okay with saying this. I'm a political figure, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, to me, I'm okay with anybody who wants to express themselves. If they want to say they have their pronouns, even I'll even accept it. I'll say it just out of respect to them. And because, you know, sometimes it does make them feel better. And, you know, why am I going to pick a fight, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call you your name, you know? And I'm just going to respect it as long as you respect me.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this whole thing about transgenderism, when you're young, I saw cases and I read cases in England. They were saying that there was kids who transitioned and they regretted doing it when they were older.
Yeah.
Because they were younger. Do you trust your kid alone at home?
No.
No. Do you trust your kid with a knife? No.
No.
Like, there's certain things you have to wait until you're older.
Yeah.
And specifically with transgenderism, I hope that's the proper terminology. I'm sorry. Well, there's a belief that you can already have. So, say for example, I have male body parts. I can say that I'm a female, even though I'm not transitioned yet. That's a part of the belief. So I don't understand why you can't still believe that you're a girl and identify as a girl, and not live your life until you're 18, proper and ready to make that tough decision. I don't.
Yeah.
But doing it when
Well,
you're
you
younger,
can. I think.
imagine if you're like 5 years old.
I think.
Imagine if you're like 5 years old and you're a female, right? Originally a female, and you want to become a man. You're 5 years old. They pump testosterone in you. You're obviously going to grow hair a different way.
It's ridiculous.
You're going to grow a different way. And what if hypothetically like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. Too late. Damage done. And it's a tricky slope. I want people to be happy, but like when you're that young, I don't trust, like I said.
Well, here's my biggest thing about it is that do we let kids smoke weed? Do we let them smoke weed? Do we let them do drugs that they want to do? No. And if you look at the argument for it, you can make the exact same argument. Why would you let testosterone and estrogen into a kid? You know that it's going to have long-term side effects for. You know that it could do irreversible damage. Well, because it's to make them happy. You could say this exact same thing about all drugs. All of them.
Right.
But you don't let kids do drugs for the exact same reason. But if they claim this gender, then you let them do the drugs that they want to do. And if you're an adult, I think at 18 you should be allowed to do whatever you want to do.
Right.
If you're allowed to go into the military and fight war.
Right, exactly. You can drink.
You can drink. You can drink at 18.
It's ridiculous.
You're allowed to. You're allowed to. It's fucking ridiculous that you're not to. But that's my idea on it. And this is not at all, from what the article I'm reading right now, is not at all what I'm hearing about. The Arkansas Senate passed a bill Monday that would ban access to gender-affirming care for transgender minors. It does not say adults. And this idea that they were saying you have to let everybody live happily as a kid. Everyone has the right to live happily as a kid. You can dress up as a girl. You can act like a girl. You can
be a girl.
This doesn't even say anything about fucking bathrooms. You probably go to the same bathroom. This is specifically saying you are not allowed to do irreversible damage to your fucking body.
Exactly. It's not denying your identity. It's protecting you.
And the idea that like everybody has a right to live happily. Like you can't live happily.
Has a right to live happily. So, how about a 64-year-old man? Oh, he likes to happily be with kids. Should we let him be? No.
That's hurting somebody else, though. It's a little different because you're hurting somebody else. But
I mean the idea of being happily. Everyone, the society is pushing that you have to live happily to do whatever you want. Right. It's all about me.
Well, it's ridiculous to the extent of, you can happily live as a kid and do irreversible damage, but if you want to open up your business, you're not allowed to because COVID will come around. I mean, those two things that the left is pushing is just ridiculous. This idea of mandatory...
passports? The COVID passports?
No. Businesses. Not allowing businesses to open. So you're allowing kids to do drugs that will do irreversible damage, but you're not allowing businesses who have been around for 30 years not open because of a disease that we know now a year of data about. And we know now that it's not the Black Plague.
It's tough, dude. It's tough. And
And there's hypocrisy on the Republican side. I know that when we talk, we usually trash the Democrats, but there is like a lot of talk on the Republican side, which you were talking about, is that like this is one of the first bills that they've ever done, but like it's what else is there? And can they not do anything else about like social tech or anything about that? Yeah, like Democrats always push these bills, are always after these bills. And also I think I didn't say this in the last time also, is that what Trump did when he got into office was basically just try and do everything Obama did. And I don't think that that's a smart move to do.
I don't know. I feel like he's actually a little bit different than Obama. I feel like, say for example, when I'm talking about like foreign policy, he pulled the troops back. He started thinking about America first. He cut the wealth tax and he cut corporate taxes, and because you know what? That ended up giving more money to the middle class. I thought he was a lot different, but I don't think he was the perfect solution. I don't think he was the answer. The thing is, they're both were divisive characters. A lot of people they voted for Obama, and they really regretted it. The second time he ran, he got less votes than he got when he first ran.
Really?
So, like, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was not a favorited president. We allude to it when we were younger because this is an accomplishment for the United States, but he's the first black president. But that's why he always gets like this good stigma. But in reality, his policies were kind of bad. He was bombing kids in Yemen and Syria. It's crazy. It's just like, how can we allow that? But I don't know. Maybe that's just our times. Maybe we were younger. It's harder to pay attention a little bit more.
He came out with a book.
Yeah, yes.
Recently.
You know, he has 7 autobiographies.
I don't know, but he came out with a book recently, apparently where it's him trash talking himself. Apparently, it's really, really interesting. It's him trash talking himself, where he's like explaining how he set out to not be like other politicians, but in the whole motion of it and in everything happening, he didn't even realize that he kind of became one himself.
Yeah, dude. Wow, I didn't know about that critique.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I didn't read the book, but I heard about it. And I heard it was really good. I should read it before I talk about it.
Huh.
But I'm not going to read it before I talk about it. So, fuck you.
Just find Spark Notes. Hey, I use
Basically, that's all I need for the podcast. It's always been an interesting thing on the podcast too. Is I don't think you can cheat on a podcast. Like you can't fake.
Cheat in what way?
You can't fake information.
Oh yeah. No.
Like you maybe, but like especially if you're alone, you probably can. Because if you're a fucking psychopath and you're just talking for 50 minutes or whatever, but like you're with somebody, that's hard to.
Like
it's hard to fake.
Yeah, what you're talking about. Like,
yeah.
Information.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes like. I do talk to people on the podcast, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
It's just like, me personally, when I look at my information, I try to, before I talk, I look up everything first. I want all the facts. I don't want to ever be pointed in a corner and say, you don't know this or that because we live in this world.
Yeah.
Will you get canceled? Whatever. But I don't know. To be honest, I've heard a lot of think about it, framing. Framing is a form of lying. Some people are lying and they can manipulate the way the information is. So, I don't know. I always have to... I take things a little bit in reserve first before I hear it. And then whether I want to comment on it, I will. And if I don't, it's just... It's good, though, because, sometimes even if you two people disagree, you get to kind of, challenge ideas and pick each other's brains and figure out how each other thinks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's great. Podcasts, they're something special that we have in this generation that no other generation has had before. And it's a new art form. It's a brand new thing that's never been around that you can express yourself freely. And it's total embracement of technology and the internet. You couldn't do this with the technology you had back then. But, now you can, we're both fucking Shaw's workers, and here we are with microphones.
Yeah.
I mean, here we are. And my computer was bought for, so I guess I don't want to say too much, but my computer was bought for by my parents, but you can do it. I mean, if you were 26, right? Because maybe I wouldn't be able to do it when I'm 17. That's definitely a privilege, but if you were 26 and you really want to do a podcast, you can do one. You can get one pretty easily set up like this.
Yeah, you just gotta even get a little camera, or honestly, I was recording with my MacBook. If you can afford a MacBook,
iPhones are great.
Even iPhones. Even the iPhone audio quality is pretty good.
It is.
There's ways to go about it. I lost my camera and stuff, so I used my MacBook and it was fine. But it's honestly, it's easy to do. It's not hard, and all you gotta do is just talk.
I know. It's great. Well, there's the interesting thing I think about a podcast, though, 100%, is you can do it or you can't do it. There's no maybe you can learn and like figure it out. Like, I don't know if you can or you can't. There's a specific subgroup type of people who can do it, and they've been on the, and maybe they can be great guests on podcasts, but to say that they could have their own, and there's some people on here that who can and do, like, you're great at your podcast. I actually wanted to say this before you fucking took off, is I swiped up on your Snapchat story, barely thinking about anything, like, oh, I'm gonna check out one of your live streams. Listen to the whole fucking thing. The entire thing, the whole thing on Mexico border
crisis?
The border crisis. I swiped up on that, thinking I was gonna like listen to a minute of it, just like catch up and maybe check out some of your other videos. I listened to that entire video. It was really hypnotizing. You talk in a really hypnotism voice. You have really like nice way of talking, presenting ideas. But there's some people on the podcast who definitely can, like, have their own podcast, and I know they can. Charlie could and does. I think Sam, if Sam really wanted a podcast, he could get one going.
No, I think so too. He got that personality.
Yeah, Kenny, my buddy Kenny over there, he could definitely get his own fucking podcast started if he wanted to. And it's just interesting. There's some people who are just interesting, and now they have a platform on theirs to speak.
Yeah. Does Kenny want to hop on with us?
I don't know. I don't know if the microphone's gone. I think he's watching something right now. Will him be. But what?
Dude. I know.
What are you saying?
What are you saying? A bunch of nerds.
Dude, fuck you, brother. Fuck you.
Dude, did you see that, like, in the last COVID bill, like, not the one that just came, the 1400, the one before that, so the second one, they have this provision. It was like 180 days from that bill to release all, like, alien stuff.
Yeah.
And some of the information got out.
No.
You ever hear about those TikTok?
Yeah. I'm all about that.
Okay,
the David Fraser stuff.
Yeah,
you
the
know,
David Fraser stuff.
David Fraser.
Dude, that's insane.
Crazy
It was
fucking
off California,
shit.
right?
It was I thought it was Florida. It could have been.
It was Florida because Marco Rubio was talking about it.
Yeah, I think it was Florida.
It was Florida.
It was off the coast of Florida, and they were doing a just scouting mission.
Right.
Of
They were in their naval base, and it was the boat.
It was the boat, and they took off, and it was like a normal just trip, like, training session where you just fly around, you make sure everything's good, and you also just, like, make sure that the plane is good, and you get the pilot out training and shit. And they saw this thing come out of the, I can't remember if it was in the water and it came out of the water, or if it was out of the water, they saw it, and then it went back in the water. But they saw this thing, and they said that they got it on radar. Yeah. They got it on, you can hear the pilots talk. They have a video of it. It's really, really interesting.
I heard that, like, it went literally shot up, like, at the speed of, like, well, obviously, I'm kind of exaggerating, but it went super duper fast. I don't know how many miles per hour.
It was it was like
an idiot.
I think it was like 1,500 feet.
Yeah.
And
then
like
it shot
0.
vertical straight, like 90 degrees.
90 degrees.
No human craft can do that right now.
No, not that we know of. Not that we know of. Correct.
And, like, I don't know whether do you think it's aliens? Or
yeah, I do. And I think that but what happened with the Tic Tac is they said that it dropped from like 1,500 feet to 0.
Right.
In a second.
Exactly.
It was insane. And then they said that it blocked the radar communications on the planes, which is an act of war.
Right.
And then what they did was they saw a training going on,
right.
And they had a specific point that they have to get to. The alien or the Tic Tac UFO went to that exact point where they were supposed to go. It figured out how it was supposed to get there and hacked where it was going. It was crazy. It was insane shit. And they asked, like, what the fuck are these things?
Right.
And the captain said, yeah, we see them like once or twice a week, and we don't do anything about them. We can't catch them. We don't know what to do. I was like, what? And they said that the Navy, particularly, is fucking crazy with it because they go in and out of water. And that's one of the craziest things about aliens. Like, if you wanted, right, if you wanted to get around Earth, why the fuck would you go through the air? 70% of the world's surface is water.
I've never even thought about it.
And no one fucking goes in the water.
Do you think
there's sharks in there?
If aliens ever came out and they just showed up to like Times Square or something,
Yeah.
what do you think they'd want? Do you think they'd come in happy-go-lucky, or do they think like, oh, we're gonna take over? Because if we're having this conversation, we're automatically thinking that they're already here, right?
Right.
So like, what are they waiting for? Because
I thought about this a long time. I don't think that they would come to like govern us and we would be their slaves, because I think that
But why would you think that?
because they're a lot smarter than us.
So why wouldn't you not think that they were just like their pets?
Because I don't think that they would come to us unless we would be beneficial to them. I don't think that they would reveal themselves.
Dude, I don't know. The thing is, like, Elon Musk even says he doesn't believe in aliens. And like, that's the craziest thing. Like, this isn't the smartest freaking man that we know of in our generation.
Yeah.
But like,
and that he says that that's even more terrifying. He says that he would almost like there to be aliens.
right.
Because he thinks that there is alien life where almost everybody who has 2 brain cells now agrees that there's probably other life out there. Maybe not governing spaceships and they have all the galactic government and they've conquered the universes and they're going from planet to planet.
Well, he was talking about like the I think it was
The Great Wall.
The Great Wall. I think, yeah. Well, he was
the Great
talking
Wall.
about like how it's just maybe they were once societies, but they just didn't do
Yeah,
interstellar.
the dinosaurs. They're the dinosaurs. That's it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that there has to be other life out there like that, like us humans.
But
probably
they just didn't make it.
They just didn't make it. There's a volcano. There was meteorites. There was so many different things. Global warming. I mean, there's so much shit that could go wrong, which is why Elon Musk's main goal is to get to fucking Mars. He wants He wants to have a human civilization on Mars and on Earth, because he thinks that that's the only way humans can survive, is if there's on 2 planets. So if that one goes wrong, well, you have Plan B. If Earth dies, then you have Mars. If Mars dies, you have Earth.
How do we colonize Mars and get it enough to a point where we don't send? What if we stop sending ships for supplies? You know what I mean?
They would have to be beneficial to us.
They'd have to do it on their own.
Which I think
would the United States own Mars?
Yeah, that's gonna be weird. That's gonna be weird.
Mars?
That's gonna be weird.
Like the UN, they go, all right, we're gonna do 50 US. I don't know.
I think
that'd be war, bro. Like, how do you? And maybe that's why they're pushing for this like globalistic approach, or trying to make everyone like the same, because everyone's doing big gov now, and maybe they're trying to unify us purposely. But I don't know.
It's gonna be as soon as people can get to space. Hell's gonna be loose.
We'll be dead.
I mean, I know we won't. We won't be.
You don't think we'll be dead by then?
No, we won't be. Absolutely not.
You think it's gonna be at that rate?
Yes, I do. I think with Elon Musk taking it, and NASA's plan to get to have a established base on Mars by 2024, there's going to be a huge difference as soon as we start seeing real results from outer space. I mean, as the second we can get fuel or something from outer space that is easier to get in outer space than it is harder to get in Earth, it's over. Game's over. We're in outer space.
Well, Elon Musk was talking about, I heard that they have to, there's so much potential for water there because Mars is so cold.
Right.
And all they have to do is create more suns, or like some sort of heat energy that it's heating up the planet.
Yeah.
You know why it looks orangey? That's because it's rust.
Right.
It's literally rust. That's because it's cold. And it's iron rich. It's just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to think that in our lifetime, this is what I tell my
I think
friends
we'll
a
be
lot.
old. I think we'll be old. I don't think we'll care anymore. Like, if we die at that point, we live this satisfied
Do you
life.
want that, though? Would you
What?
want that?
What? I want the
So that,
apocalypse.
it's
No, I
just
want the
like-
apocalypse to come when I'm 80, for sure. For sure, I want the. If the apocalypse has to happen in my lifetime, I want it to come when I'm 80 years old. 100%.
Just the last go.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I want to be able to look back as the nukes are falling on my house and look back and say, well, I did a bunch of crazy shit. Well, I mean, no one wants to die by a nuke, but if you have to, it's better to die when you're 80.
Fuck, bro. I know you're not even wrong in a way, because, like, I see this shit. Do you know how many times we've had memes of, like, oh, World War III, fucking, when we killed the Iranian, I think it was the Iranian guy.
Yeah.
You remember what I'm talking about? Like,
oh, yep. No,
like,
it wasn't
fuck,
Trump.
I was starting World War III. You guys remember that, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's just like,
Oh. I thought you were talking about the Yemen guy.
Oh,
Or he killed the
either way,
Yemen guy.
Either way, it's just like, how many times we make jokes about World War III, and like, we all know we all got nukes. So one person goes this, the other goes this,
Yeah.
this, we're done. So
It's over.
Sometimes I think about it, I'm like, is there even a point of living in the U.S. if it's that much of a threat that like one day we can be like this, or like instead of maybe mass, why not go somewhere in the middle of the country, or somewhere in like not as big, like a Michigan or like.
Yeah.
Not Michigan. No, not for Michigan.
Not Michigan.
I don't like the cold. Somewhere warm.
Somewhere warm, dude. I don't know.
I don't think they nuke Texas. Do you think they
No.
nuke Texas? No.
No, Texas is crazy. Texas.
L.A., Boston, gone. Dude, who'd be fucked?
Oh yeah, no, we're done, Joe.
Like,
They're
so
going
why
for
would
Boston.
we want? Like, what? That's the thing.
They're going
I'm
for
not
New
even
York
kidding.
City.
Like, real world possibilities, and I know I'm being like, I guess conspiracy theorists. I'm like, nah, dude. China's real. They have a Holocaust there that no one gives a fuck about. They got
That's
Uyghur
so
Muslims
crazy.
there.
That's the
They're
most
literally,
insane
like,
part ever.
raping them. They're putting drugs in them. They're trying to, what's it called? And what they call it to eliminate domestic terrorism. It's just like, you're a fuck. But no one wants to do anything about it because the country's economically tied with China. Everyone is.
Yeah.
So everyone's cowering down. And you know what? Why should I not be skeptic? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A pandemic. All right, hate to break it to you guys, it came from there, you know. So.
Well, that's the most insane part, which is if you say fuck China, there's an immediate racial connotation to it.
Right.
But if you say fuck Soviet Union, no one looks at you like you're fucking over Russians. Like, no one says that. If you say fuck Soviet Union, if you say fuck Nazi Germany, no one's looking at you saying, hey man, why are you being an asshole to Germany? That's my fucking phone. It's someone random.
It's just the problem is, and this is where I see, I guess, where the Asian hate there's racism towards Asians. It's just the problem is we use the rhetoric with China and we say Chinese, or people automatically equivalent to just Chinese people or Asian people,
No.
and that's the problem that's I'm not okay with. The thing is, when specifically Trump says China, he's talking mostly about
The government.
the CCP, the
He's talking
government,
about the government.
the Chinese Communist Party.
They're not talking about the people.
He's not talking about the people.
No.
There's good people there. Obviously, we won't care about them. I talk about it in my videos how we have to help the Uyghur Muslims.
Right.
Like, these are good people. That's not this government. It's what's terrorizing, killing these people.
Right,
And that's
exactly.
what I have a problem with. It's just that rhetoric sometimes, or like this hate towards Asians right now, I'm not okay with. It's just like, it's honestly disgusting. And like, I don't know where this country's going to. Sometimes I'm like, damn, do I just like...
So you think that there is a legitimate increase in Asian hate crimes
I don't think
since
there was an increase. It was just there.
Yeah, I
It's just
think
not
so
the
too.
mainstream
Yeah,
media.
no, that was always my idea too.
It's just the main... No one cared about them because, you
Yeah,
know what? For a
I
long
know,
time,
right.
they didn't feel represented. They kept on saying, oh, well, they used to be a minority, but you know what? They make a lot of money. You know what? Some New York Times posted an article saying, oh, Asians are stopping black people from achieving all these academic stuff. It's just like, it's only now that they are used to fit the narrative. No one talks about Asian people. No one talks about Latinos. It's just always just like, it's just black.
Well, there was I like how you whispered black there. There there was. Do you watch Andrew Schultz at all? Do you know who Andrew Schultz is?
Yeah. I like Andrew Schultz.
I watched his podcast, Flagrant 2, and he said something like insanely smart, which he got from somewhere else, where he said, so it's through person
like
to person.
Telephone.
Yeah, telephone. It's great. He said that there's basically two societies in America, or two cultures in America. There's black culture in America, and there's white culture in America. And there really hasn't been any other identity in America ever. Like, you have popular African Americans in America. You have Michael Jordan, you have 50 Cent, you have, the entire hip-hop community. You have most basketball players, just, like, most entertainment stuff is now has African Americans in it. And you have that with white culture as well, with, like, sitcoms and stuff like that, and country music and all that type of shit. There's, like, 3 famous Asian people in America. There's, like, Jackie Chan,
right,
Andrew Yang, and I can't name a third one.
Well, I don't think that's the fault of the culture, though.
But the thing is that they went after the money. They make more money in America. They
work hard. They don't go for those stupid stuff. Like,
they don't go for the dreams. They don't go for the entertainment. They go for the lawyers, doctors, therapists, all those.
They know that they have to work hard for their family.
Exactly.
It's not those externalities of I want to be famous, I want to have my jewelry and stuff. They're all hard workers, and it goes back to the family, and that's honestly something more respective. And like, they don't have that culture of like, you're saying black and white America, but like if you look at the work that they put in and all like the achievements within itself that they've had, not like doctors, or other like that we don't know specifically name by name,
right?
But they've probably done so much more in the community than. That's more important than getting an Emmy or winning the Emmy. You know what I mean?
100%. I'm not saying that they don't have culture, but I'm just saying,
I'm
for the perspective of things, like how people look at America. There's two cultures.
100% when they look at it superficially.
And even like I don't know if you were ever asked this, but there were like even my buddy Dominic, who I talked to about this, said this is like, it's like. He's Brazilian, and people would ask him, "Are you gonna be white or black?" It's like, what? I am Brazilian.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know what you mean by I am Brazilian. I'm not white or black, and that's all been a question.
Well, it's all subjectivism, and sometimes it's tough because like what, I talk to my friends and like I have one friend who's Pakistani, right?
Right.
And she says she's Middle Eastern, but someone else who's Pakistani says that she's Asian. So it's all about subjectivity.
Yeah,
sometimes.
it gets
or
weird,
like,
man.
Or even like the color of skin,
Yeah.
Like one of my friends are Asian. He's Asian and white, and he says, "Oh, my skin's yellow," and the other one says it's white. It's not. It's not yellow.
Yeah.
It's just like it's all subjective.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's like it's so. That's why I hate talking about race. It's not like I don't want to ignore the problem. Obviously, ignoring the problem is not the answer.
Yeah.
But obviously, we have to recognize the problems and work on these disparities. That's why I say equal opportunity. But it's better to get to know someone by their names and like understand them as a person, because a lot of the times and what fixes the problems that are between race is by looking at your class. Like you relate more to the people in middle class, although they have different cultures and stuff, but like the hardships and stuff and what you're doing, it's the same in the middle class and same in the poverty line, same in the top. Like the poor white people go through drug addiction too.
Right.
Like same with blacks, same with Latinos. It's just the culture and the lifestyle between each classes, and I think if we focus more on that, it works better for the races and boosts a better America, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, man.
I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second.
Can you close that door?
Yeah, can you close that door really quick? Thank you so much. Sorry about that. Sorry, I just saw that light was like that got
No,
really
yeah,
distracting
the
for me,
dog's coming in
and I was
the
like, "What the fuck?" And I think that what you just said to kind of wrap this thing up is you're right. Is that it's better to get someone to know by name, and I think that's one of the reasons why podcasting is so much better is because you talk to somebody. It's an honest conversation. You can't like lie about information and stuff like that. You have to be yourself, and you really get to know somebody on a podcast. And one of the reasons why social media is one of the worst places to talk about these issues, because you only get like one-sided perspective, and you only get like a quick thought. You don't get like a really deep explanation of things.
Right.
And it's easier to get mad at people.
Yeah, because honestly, you're looking face to face. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's not like you're hiding. It's not texting. Like, you're having a heart to heart.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, it's good. Like today, sometimes we didn't agree today.
No.
But we talked something, and like we picked, like I said earlier, we pick each other's brains out, and
Yeah.
I benefit from this a lot, man.
I do too. And this was fun. That's a good way to wrap this up. That's a good way to wrap this up, baby. Alrighty then. Thank you for fucking watching. This episode was fucking brilliant once I fucking put this shit together. Especially if you're watching this. There's been fucking work put into this one, actually. So fucking drop a like on this one. I don't usually ask for that.
Can I plug my shit real quick?
Plug your shit, bro. Plug
Alright,
your
guys.
shit.
If you like more of the politics around, follow actually go on YouTube type in "What's Up America!" ! And you'll find me. I'm Christian Rada. I have I try to think of myself more on the libertarian spectrums. Try to be more centered. Might be people will say I'm more center right because I'm more constitutionally conservative because I believe in our freedoms and our American philosophy. But if you like my stuff, follow me on What's Up America. And thanks for having me, Chris.
Absolutely. Anytime, Christian. This has been a lot of fun. Alright then. Peace out, motherfuckers. Thanks for watching.